should get filled with the Kriya Shakti. So Ichha Shakti in the mind, Jnana Shakti in the brain, and Kriya Shakti in the body. That is life. We will be here in this world for nearly 80-85 years. Is equal to 28,000 days. Is equal to 2 billion seconds. Every day we used to breathe about 23,080 times. Every breath is taking you towards graveyard. In between the date of birth and the date of death, how long we live, less important. How we live, that is more important. How long you work as a director, less important. How you work as a director, that is more important. How long the seminar was held, less important. How the seminar was held, that's more important. I know for the last 3 lectures plus this one plus next one. During these 5 lectures, minimum you might have heard about 5,000 lines, statements or sentences. May be very, very difficult for you to recollect all these points told in the past and the present and the future lectures of this day. And fortunately, I have been given 3,600 seconds to present my paper, 60 minutes, within which I have to tell whatever I am expected to told you. So I have given you a printed note, and it should be with you while taking the class. Not that one, it is difficult for me to take a by heart class and extemporary class. But with that one, it will be useful for you to recollect the points after this class also, today evening or tomorrow morning also. It will be useful. I have cut nearly 14 sentences from that one because within 60 minutes it is very difficult for me to contain all the 52. Point by point. I know that when you are really meritorious people, so I need not go on explaining every sentence. First sentence, as human being different from animals. 1.2 million type of animals are there on the surface of the globe earth, of which one type, human being. Only human being can connect perfectly the past, present and future. Keep the good from the past and reduce the bad in the past. Improve continuously. Improve continuously. As Indians always used to pray, Asadoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Move from bad to good, good to better, better nearer to the best. Best is impossible, superlative degree. Move from darkness to light and move from a tensionful life to tensionless life. Second point, purpose of our life and prayer. That prayer I told you, we are human beings. We can move continuously from the past to the present and the present to the future. Remember that time moves in the reverse direction. Time moves from future to present and present to past. You and I move from the past to present and present to future. So every day we have to grow, keeping Ichha Shakti in the mind, Jnana Shakti in the brain and Kriya Shakti in the body. Why and how to live? 4 words. Our life should be useful, purposeful, fruitful and meaningful. 4 words. Our life should be useful, purposeful, fruitful and meaningful. Useful for your mind, useful for your body, useful for your family, useful for your culture, useful for the society and useful for the nation. Mind, body, family, culture, society and nation should get sustainable and permanent benefit from you. That should be our life. Next line, remember that Growth is life, life is growth. Stagnation is death, death is stagnation. So continuously grow. Maybe our physical growth may be temporarily stopping after 28-30 years. But mentally we can grow, psychologically we can grow, economically we can grow, financially we can grow, socially we can grow, and academically we can grow, intellectually we can grow. Variety of growth possible only for human being. So stagnation is death, death is stagnation. Growth is life, life is growth. Duration of our life and changes. As I told you, we are living here for about nearly 28,000 days, of which 13,000 days equivalent time we are spending for learning and leading a life for acquiring money and position. 8,000 days equivalent time on the bed. 300 days equivalent time preparing the food and eating the food. If it is free, slightly less time. So continuously you just keep the time and you will see that how much time we will be getting for living is only little bit. Remember that preparation for living is not life, experience of living is life. Preparation for living is not life, experience of living is life. How and how long we live, how long we live can be answered in numerical value. Many a times people may not be remembering how many years you lived. You know, every currency note which is in your pocket carries Mahatma Gandhi's face. But majority of us do not know how many years he lived in this world. How many years Mahatma Gandhi lived, how many years Ramakrishna Paramahamsa lived, how many years Jawaharlal Nehru lived, how many years Abraham Lincoln lived, how many years our Trump will be living, we do not know. So, how you are living? As I told you in the beginning, I repeat that 4 words once again. Live a useful life. Every minute of yours should be useful for yourself and for others connected with you. In Sanskrit it is told, since you are all Indians, might not have heard Sanskrit, I am sure. So, ya paresham upagaraya jivati sa eva jivati. Those who are working and living for others, only they are living. So your life should be useful. Your life should be purposeful. Set your goal and work for that. Set your goal and devote your life for that. These 2 sentences told by Swami Vivekananda, who lived for about 39 years, and during the last period of his life when his disciples asked the question, Swamiji, what we should do if you are breathing the last? Who lived for 39 years, Swami Vivekananda said, I have done what is needed for the next 500 years, just to keep it. This line is applicable for you also. Even if it is difficult for us to keep 500 years worth knowledge or something, at least 50 years worth something you keep before your last breath. So, how long you live. Even I don't remember how long my father lived. I don't remember how long my mother lived. But how they lived, I do remember. I expect my children also remember how I lived. Your children and your subordinates, supervisors, colleagues should remember how you lived. I told you the 4 words, it is written there. Useful, purposeful, fruitful and meaningful. You know, using 189 rupees worth equipment, Dr. C.V. Raman could get a Nobel Prize. And remember that 2G, 3G, coal malpractices and corruption and other thing, all these negatives created a tea seller to become the Prime Minister of India. A tea seller can become the Prime Minister of India. And a grandson of the Kenyan cook could become American President Obama. So remember that one among 13 children from a fisherman family, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, could become President of India and one of the famous scientists from the Indian soil. So a fruitful life. Whatever you have set your goal, complete it and then only come back. Fulfill it. And value-based life and profession. Generally defining value-based life is very difficult. Still I will define it for you. Value-based business, value-based knowledge, value-based education, value-based life, value-based lecture, value-based behavior, all these, if they connect the mind, body, family, culture, society, nation to bring sustainable and permanent benefit, that knowledge, that education, that wisdom, that business, that behavior, the knowledge, the education, we can fetch sustainable and permanent benefit for the mind, your mind and those who are connected with you, your body and those who are connected with you, your family and the family of the people who are connected with you, your culture and those who are connected with you, and the society and the nation. That is value-based profession. That is value-based life. Keep it just like the cement in a building. The bricks equal to modern knowledge, which will be taking the building to higher levels. The bricks will be taking the building to higher level. Whereas the cement, a little bit you are putting in between the bricks and giving the plaster. That cement will be giving beauty, durability and strength for the building. Beauty, durability and strength for the building. So lead and live a value-based life. When you look back, you can with a smiling face say, I lived a glorious life. What you said yesterday, what you did yesterday should not create problem for you today. What you are doing today, what you are talking today should not create a problem for you tomorrow. So the past should not create a problem for you in the present life. The past and present should not create a problem for you in the future life. So India lived for the last not less than 10,000 years, right from 8275 BC. Indian culture is still alive. 114 cultures, civilizations were there on the surface of the globe earth. Almost all got wiped out. India still remained with the Bhava Raga Talam, Bharatam. Bhava Raga Talam, this nation is still there. And the daughter of this nation's culture, Chinese civilization, is also still there. Why? Because of the 4 words plus 1. 4 plus 1, 5 words. Mind, thoughts, action, result, reward. The mind should be positive. Automatically the thoughts will be positive. Action will be positive. If the mind is positive, thoughts will be positive, action will be positive. The result and the reward will automatically be positive. These 5 words made India Bharat. That is why India is still alive. With all the negatives inside, India is still moving fast and nicely. Whether Indians rule the country or somebody from Italy rule the country, India will be India. That is because of the inherent intrinsic awareness and consciousness present from this country. Next point, changing the mind from I to we, me to us. We all our Veda mantras never pray for me, for us. Diyo yo na prachodaya. Na means plural, for us. Aham avam vayam avam navasmagam naha. Diyo yo naha prachodaya. I am chanting the Gayatri mantra not for me alone. Sarve bhavantu suginaha, sarve santu niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhak Bhavet. I think you know the meaning of that. We never prayed Bharatiyaha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. We never prayed Haindavaha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Our prayer was Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. That is the attitude change from the narrow mind to broad mind. Fill your mind with optimism. Next point written there. Never pessimism. But remember that last century this day you were not here. Next century this day also you will not be here. So right from the date of birth to D of B to D of D, date of birth to date of death, fill the mind with optimism. I can do, we can do. You can do it. If others can do it, you can do it. So, I shall try. No, I will work. We can change, fill the mind with optimism, creating a vision in the mind and action. I always used to say, I have written it below, think about the mission. Thinking, starting, doing, completing, evaluating. 5 words. Think about. American President Franklin has told 1 hour thinking will save 23 hours of the day. 1 hour thinking and planning will fetch definitely 23 useful hours for you. So create a vision. What is difficult for you in practicing in the life, I will never tell to you. What I have not practiced in my life, that also I will not tell you. I assure you it is not that difficult. If a hotel supplier can stand here and talk to you, then I am sure that far above that you started your life, you can change the world. At least your own working professional area. Next point, relation between mind and body. When the mind is going down, automatically the body will also come down. Sharira Manaso Yoga Paraspara Manuvrajet Adhara Adeya Bhavena Taptajya Gadayo Riva. This is an Ayurveda statement. All the pleasures and the sorrows and happiness of the mind, all the sorrows and happiness of the mind will be affecting the body. All the pains and the pleasures of the body will be affecting the mind also. So keep the mind as much positive as possible. The body will be following your mental instruction. So keep the mind optimistic and positive. The body will automatically move with that. Positive and negative result as Indian vision. Hato va prapsyati surgam jitva va bokshyate mahim. You do your duty and responsibility and enjoy the privilege. Duty, responsibility and privilege together known as dharma. You do your dharma. Duty plus responsibility plus privilege is equal to dharma. Do your dharma. Whether the result or reward is positive or negative, leave it to the XYZ. If you are successful, enjoy literally the result and reward of the success. If you are failure, feel that happiness that I have done perfectly my duty. I have accomplished my duty perfectly. 2 attitude for success and failure. Enjoy the result and the reward of the success. And if you are failure, tell yourself and others, I have done my level best. Thus 2 ways you can enjoy the life. holistic approach to success and failure. That is what I told. Let us do our duty till the last breath. Whatever duty is given to you, whatever responsibility you have taken, do it and march forward with a smiling face. Never keep a rotten pumpkin face. That nobody in the world would like to see and enjoy that. Keep a smiling face. Let anything happen. After all, you are not permanent in this world. Nothing is permanent in this world. Only permanent thing in this world is that everything is temporary. Only permanent thing in this world is that everything is temporary. So, Charaivedi, 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 march forward. March forward through the national highway. And you will reach there, I am sure. So, holistic approach, as I told you, success will be there in the life. Failure will also be there in the life. You know, Reliance Petrochemicals, petroleum pump. Nearly 800 pumps are there in Kerala. Only half a dozen is open, remaining stagnant. But Mukesh Ambani is sleeping, Anil Ambani is sleeping beautifully, not thinking about the 800 shut down petrol pumps. Beautifully he is sleeping. And whenever he used to talk to the newly recruited members to his company, after eating samosa, medu vada and drinking tea, and his subordinates and directors used to give 15 minutes, 20 minutes lecture. Finally, they invite Ambani to talk something. So, A. Ambani and B. Ambani used to talk only 1 or 2 lines. I always used to come to the office by 10 a.m. and generally used to leave this office by 10 p.m. Hope you will all do that. Thank you very much. That's all. I think the message is clear. He is not telling that you have to make profit, the net profit, aggregate profit, nothing. I used to come to the office nearly by 10 a.m. used to go back by 10 p.m. Hope that you will also be doing that. Whether you have eaten samosa or medu vada or taken coffee or tea, time is fixed, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. These are all simple messages penetrating the mind. Lower the intensity of the voice, higher is the penetration power. Lower the intensity of the voice, higher is the penetration power. Against the rule of physics. This rule is HR rule. Not physics rule, HR rule. So, next point, bringing change in the mind and the result. How to bring change? I have mentioned in some other places. 4 words. Listen, watch, discuss, think, and then assimilate. Practice. Listening, watching, discussing, thinking, and then practicing. Keep your ears open to listen good and bad. Keep your eyes open to watch good and bad. Keep your mind open to take only good. Keep your ears open to listen good and bad. Keep your eyes open to watch good and bad. Keep your mind open to take good. Then practice it. Listening, making others listening. Watching, making others watching. Discussing, making others discussing. Thinking and making others thinking. Practicing and making others practicing. If you are a leader. If you are an ordinary man, listen, watch, discuss, think, and then practice, go ahead. Internally, revolutionary change, and externally, evolutionary change. If you are showing suddenly revolutionary change, sometimes the whole thing will crash down. So internally, violent change, externally it should reflect as a silent change. Systematic and customatic. There is no English word like a customatic. When British left India, they never told us that you should not make any English word without our permission. So we can make English words. So live a systematic and customatic life. Custommatic word is very easy for Indians to understand because we are more following the custommatic life than systematic life. So, internally, revolutionary change or violent change, and externally, evolutionary change and silent change. Then, as I told you earlier, set a goal. Whether it is small or big, I request you, partly I instruct you. Keep a notebook. Note down the point what you want to do today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and so on. Point by point. Whether you have to send an email, write email. You have to call somebody, write telephone call. If you have to send a WhatsApp, send WhatsApp message. Write in the book. Whatever work you have completed, tick mark that. So that whatever you are expected to complete before 5:30 p.m., I assure you that you can complete by 11:30 or 12 a.m. I mean 11:30 a.m. or before 12 noon. So write down point by point. Then mark forward, tick mark. It's possible for you. So, setting the goal of each work and complete that and mark forward. Change and step change. I was fortunate enough to take my 7th postgraduate degree, MBA. And when I was attending the classes in IIT Bombay, Dr. Y.L.N. Murthy always used to say, he was my mentor in IIT Bombay, where I had my contact class. Not that I was a permanent student there or an annual student like that. So change is the rule of the nature. Step change should be the rule of the human being, a professional. Never stick to the same thing. Go on doing addition, deletion, modification and correction. 4 words. Addition, deletion, modification and correction. Add good things, delete bad things, modify existing things, correct if you are doing any mistake. In that case, don't be rigid. Be flexible and with a smiling face. In Bhagavad Gita it is told, since majority of you are Indians might not have read Bhagavad Gita, I know that. Prasade sarva dukkhana hanirasya upajayate. A smiling face will solve many of your problem. Many of your problem will be generally solved. I think majority of you are from Kerala. So keeping a smiling face, if it is very difficult, think about Kumbidi of Nandana movie. Then automatically you will get a smiling from inside, not from externally. And I told you, changes, step changes continuously from yesterday to today, today to tomorrow. How you lived yesterday, some input, and today you have to change it little bit better, positive. And doing the things as instructed to you is efficient way of doing. But doing the things which is more useful, effective way of doing. 2 words I have given the efficiency was needed. Effectiveness is needed. Now the need of the hour is not efficiency but effectiveness. How you can spend minimum time, minimum energy, minimum manpower, minimum resources and bring maximum output in short. That is effectiveness. Doing the things in the routine way perfectly is efficiency. So effectiveness, whatever may be the effort you have put in your work, nobody is going to bother. Everyone will be looking the result that you have produced. So focus on the result and the input of the effort should be accordingly that one. So focus on the result and effort should be accordingly modified. And 25th line,